Guests. This is exciting. And you know what?
We're real now.
We're real. We had one lady in here before, and now we have another, so we weren't totally blacklisted by all of them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I don't know. Maybe because I didn't watch them all, so maybe it didn't scare me away yet.
Not yet. Just give yourself.
Well, there's a lot of content to dig through
Just
there.
give yourself
So
a minute.
like
You'll learn to hate us
content.
quickly. So,
Just
don't
kidding,
worry,
I
we're
do
gonna
watch
fence it
some.
real soon.
really, it's good to know somebody does.
What? Really?
We have
Somebody
fans.
does?
You know what? It's
Yes. We need some merch now.
Could you imagine? You saw the shirts that I made, right?
Yeah.
The,
Wait a minute. Which ones? Yeah, like your
minor inconvenience survivor. Applaud my bravery.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a.
We're going to make merch for this, I guess. Eh?
Yeah.
I don't know what we never did come up with a name.
No, it was either going to be just because we like to.
I think we go offensive.
We like the edgy. I love your heritage, and I want to honor it somehow.
Where's the gong?
I know. You know what? I'm just going to order it. I keep on saying I'm going to order it, but every time I decide to, I'm like, am I going to get? Hey, Pebbles. It's offensive. It's not offensive. It's again like if you had a giant pierogi somewhere, I wouldn't be offended by that. I think they'd be fantastic.
Exactly. So this is what I'm doing. Whenever I have to think about something, I'm just gonna have to think about it.
I love the
smarter.
You do.
Pipe. Yeah. Make me look more academic.
First we got to be able to spell that long word. So hey, how is it, guys? We got how many days until we're free of the children? 3, 4?
It feels like eternity.
I don't know. They're counting.
Because I
should be.
It's what Wednesday they go back.
Wednesday.
Like 5 days, maybe?
Yeah.
4 days?
Yeah, mine are off with mom at the camper right now, so I'm by myself.
That's wonderful.
Tomorrow, so that's okay. But no.
So I ran into your neighbors up there, and he taught me how to cook corn on the cob.
Jeff? In the microwave.
That's how I do mine.
How are we so late to the party?
Why did anybody not tell me? So my wife, she saw me doing that. She's like, "We're not eating that. That's in the microwave. That's cancer corn."
Okay.
Like, oh no, you got to eat it anyway.
Even better, you put it in plastic just to add to that.
Oh yeah, microplastics all over it, just melted right in the kernels.
I just left mine I just left it in the husk. Like I chopped the end off, put it in, and then it slides right off the hairs and everything.
Yeah.
Leave it to the boys to know how to do that. No, it's the simplest way to do it. I love the fact that we can, and that's how we're doing it when we're camping too, because we're roughing it with the camper,
with microwave.
Yeah. No, I think microwaving. It's funny. I remember I worked with a guy we're going to talk about diet and how people eat and what they do, but I knew a guy, worked with him, and he refused to use a microwave. He wouldn't own a microwave. He didn't want to use it because he believed that it killed all the nutrients in the food. So he would only heat up his food on a stovetop or eat it cold.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what to think about that. Like, it's become such a normal thing for us, right?
Well, there was an experiment that somebody did on the internet a while ago. And what they did was they had 3 types of water. One was the control, so it was right out of the tap. Okay. The second one was boiled and then cool. Boiled on the stove and then cool.
Freezing.
Okay. And then the third. No, I'm still here. You freezing up? Third
I did or you did?
Was microwaved then cooled down. You did. Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
Third was microwaved then cooled down. And then what they did was they gave that water consistently to plants.
Okay.
So one plant had just regular water, one had the oven water, and the other one had the microwave water. Mm-hmm. And the one that had the microwave water died.
Oh.
Okay. Now, arguably, you could say, well, it's not reproducible, so it's not a very valid study. There was only n equal 1 or n equal 3 in this case, when 1 was a control. But there was no walkthrough or procedure. It was just before and after. So who knows what killed the plant? Was it rigged?
Right.
Did they put like pesticides on it to get prove the point? And people are going to believe it regardless, right?
Well, and I think that we love convenience. Like I love my air fryer. I'll tell you that. And it's like the better version of a microwave, I would say.
Yeah.
But I mean, you look at what's being shown whenever you see a recipe. Okay, we're all on social media of more than we probably need, but it's all air fryer recipes. I've never seen anybody with a microwave recipe except some guy tried to make an egg in there once.
Oh,
Saw one
bad
today.
idea.
Saw one today. And I'm going to try this one, okay? I just saw this like an hour ago. The guy says you take an egg, put it into a bowl, put in a
Mayonnaise.
tablespoon of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then a little bit of butter, and you microwave it, and they said
Apparently
it's
the best egg he's ever had in his life. You know what? Enjoy that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, because
I can't just think of like, okay, I've got 10 eggs, I've got to have 10 scoops of mayonnaise, and
that's a lot of mayonnaise.
That's a lot.
Have you not seen those TikToks and all the reels that people microwave their egg and then they put a fork in and it explodes? Like, you literally need to put glasses on when you do, like.
We have literally done
that.
Idea.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. So we've taken it and you put it in a glass of water. Okay. So you crack the egg, you put it in the water, and you're supposed to pierce it so that it doesn't explode. You got to break through the membrane, and then you can cook it. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it will just explode on you for no reason.
Yeah. You know what? If I eat a ridiculous amount of eggs and I still won't microwave them.
No.
Yeah.
No. Now, talking about that, and let's go into what are the worst diets you've seen somebody do. And I'll start with one that I did, and we'll just keep on going back and forth. So I was fat, and 309 pounds of butter. And I went hardcore Atkins.
Yo.
And talk about the mayonnaise. I would eat, like, instead of having, say, a bowl of chips, I'd have a pound of bacon.
Okay, but were you exercising at the time?
Oh yeah. I was at oh god, what was it called? Down in the gallery. Fitness Quest. I was there. And here's how this happened. And this is where the diet made no sense, because I was having palpitations, and my doctor said I was sweating for no reason. And I was like 22. And this is back when a doctor could tell you to your face, hey, fatty, stop being fat. But he had me on a heart monitor for, I think, a week, 24/7, figured out what's going wrong. And he said, you need to lose like a bunch of weight or you're going to have a heart attack before you're 30. So that's enough to scare somebody into exercising and eating right. And Atkins was the thing. So I was taking in an insane amount of fat, which can't be good for your heart, but not eating any carbs, which is bad for your, fiber. You need something. Mm-hmm. So effective, yes. Does anybody even do that anymore? Amber, have you ever heard of anybody doing Atkins?
Well, Atkins, the new way of Atkins is keto, right? So Atkins is the old-fashioned way of calling it, and now it's basically keto. And so same thing, which you're right, it can be, there's pros and cons to it. It wasn't developed as a weight loss tool, but that's what people are using it as. It was developed for people with seizures. And then it just became, a fad, not sustainable. It's not a very sustainable diet. People are not going to stay on that forever. The worst part I see with people doing keto, and I'm not dissing keto. I've done it many times myself. I try all the different diets because I'm always, not just diets, I try all the different things, whether it's vegan, I want to experience them so actually I could have some feedback on them. So I haven't tried all of them, but in this case, if you are going to do that, the worst part I see people do is they will go on the old Atkins, they go on a keto diet, but there's zero exercise involved. They're like, oh, I'm just going to lose all this weight, and I'm eating all this butter and all this bacon and all the fat and no carbs. Have fun pooping, for one, because you have no fiber, so it's probably not fun. There's nothing for your gut health, and if you're not exercising, then all you're doing is clogging your arteries. So there's got to be, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's a very good thing for maybe some people with a kickstart if you want a real quick weight loss, because it does work for that. But for someone, there's a lot of negatives to it too, and keto would have been the same way. So you get the keto flu, you're feeling ill because we're changing our source of energy, right, from our regular sugars and everything into our proteins that are going to produce our carbohydrates. But You probably didn't feel very well when you did Atkins, would be my guess.
No, I was very, and you're right. I think the most exercise I got was trying to crunch one out when I had to go to the bathroom.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Right?
I was
Yeah.
sweating. It was like a sideways boot. It was not good.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people get on this, and then that becomes their. Lots of times, their diets become their identity, right? Like,
Yeah. Oh, talk to a ketoer. Absolutely. You know, they will go through absolutely everything to purge every single carbohydrate out of everything they can find without realizing that, you know, you can have some carbohydrates.
you can, and it becomes balance and sustainability. Can we do this for your whole life? No, you can't.
Very low percentage of people will actually do it for years or lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you're using it to control your blood sugar, great. Seizures, great.
Yeah.
Not a sustainable diet.
Yeah.
No.
Like you said, it's good for goals, though. It's good for, you know, people who are going for a Kickstarter or whatever. So as long as, you know, it's like, I have a realistic expectation of doing this for 3 months and then moving on to something that fits a better lifestyle, then it's not really a bad thing at all.
No.
Right.
And I think that what happens is we see enough influencers saying, try this. We, for some reason, think that's a great idea. And it works for a bit. Like, you'll see a drop in a couple pounds here and there, and you're feeling pretty proud of yourself, so you keep it going. But you need that balance. I mean, it does come down to not spiking your insulin, right? So I would eat berries eventually. And
eat like a bear.
We were just talking about it, eat like a bear. And bears have got a lot of energy. Like, they're pretty fast and they're pretty strong. But when you look at like the carnivore diet, which is a lot like your Atkins diet, really, it's eating meat after meat after meat, or animal fats for the most part. Right. So, but I mean, vegetarian, it's funny. We're having dinner last night, and Kelsey and I were talking about this because she said, like, vegetarian or like vegan, or if you had to go vegan or carnivore, which way would you go? And I said, I'd probably go carnivore. And she said, oh my God, I would do vegan in a heartbeat.
Really?
It's interesting.
Like, why? Well, you can get all the protein you need from plants. I'm like, kind of. But I don't know if I could live off plants. So I don't know if I could live off eating a lot. I don't know if I could live off of fruits and vegetables. Although I've never seen anybody get fat by eating fruit.
No, but I have seen people gain a lot of weight in an unhealthy way on a vegetarian diet, right? Because there is a lot of processed food, which is, you know, technically vegetarian based that you can eat. Like, you know, I've seen, you know, plant-based Pop-Tarts. I've seen like low-fat popsicles or low-fat candy, you know. So whatever the marketing tells you, you can fall into very quickly.
What's the worst diet you guys have tried? Mine was Atkins.
The worst diet.
Yeah. What was the worst one?
Oh, okay. The worst diet. You know, I remember when it was the Canada Food Guide that they tried to get us to do, and that was probably one of the worst diets I've ever done in my life. Right? I was like, you want me to eat 8 bagels a day?
At least.
Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, this is healthy? You know, like, come on, guys. And like, some of the stuff that came out of that, like the new iterations, a little better, you know, maybe a little too heavy on the plants. But back then I remember it was like, treat meat like a condiment. Use it sparingly. Really? You know, focus on your breads, lots of breads. It was like, how badly do you want people to have diabetes?
Well, it's written by the same people that are probably producing the insulin. So there's that. I mean, there's handshakes happening.
I saw a really neat article, and this investigative journalist contacted somebody who was working with the Canada Food Guide. Okay. And I don't remember the specific numbers, so don't quote me on the numbers. But she was saying, you know, like, isn't it kind of a conflict of interest that you have some of the major food producers sitting on the board that's determining the healthy diet for our nation?
Yeah.
And the person goes, well, sure, but if you really want to look at it, if you really want to keep it non-partial, we should probably have some junk food and alcohol people on the board too, if you want to keep it non-partial. And then she goes, and we have to look at it this way, you know, like 3 out of 12 people, or however many it was, is not a conspiracy. And the journalist goes, you're right, 3 out of 12 isn't that bad. Right. But 25% is.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta remember, these are the same people that shut things like gyms down.
Well,
when we're all sitting around.
Right. And then,
Right.
but those weird things when you're saying like,
Not all gyms.
No,
Not all
that's
gyms.
true.
Not all gyms.
you look at like Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah.
They back the Diabetes Association, right? It's like,
Totally.
It's their best customer.
right. Yeah. So there may be some background to that. And you're right, not all gyms were shut down and who's backing who. I mean, we won't talk politics today.
No, we're not talking politics. But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is, it's sort of
no.
like if you have somebody who is not healthy or not a
Mhm.
nutritionist telling you how to be healthy and what to eat, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Mhm.
Right.
Absolutely.
Like we buy into, again, I believe there's a narrative that happens. We listen to that narrative. It flips something in our head that says, hey, that I'll do that because it's not hard. That works for me. Like some of the ridiculous things that have been out there. Like does anybody remember the cabbage soup diet?
Yes, I've done that.
Sure
Many a
did.
time. I did that.
Yeah.
No shortage of fiber.
No.
Yeah. Right. But a lot of shortage of
The
everything else.
purpose
right?
of that was a heart diet. It's called a healthy heart diet, was the cabbage soup diet. So, and
What?
yeah, so I think that was the purpose of that one. I remember doing that one like decades ago. It makes me
Yeah.
sound old, but I feel like I might have done it 15, 20 years ago for that one. You definitely get
Yeah.
sick of it,
Wow.
but I'm pretty sure that the reason behind that one, I'm just going to back my claim, but I'm pretty sure that had to do with a healthy heart.
So I've done that, but we had the cabbage soup that we made as being Ukrainians.
You're just Ukrainian. That's
Right.
just normal
We make it out
diet
of
for you guys.
That's true.
But we made it out of sauerkraut. It was
Yep.
sauerkraut soup, and we
Okay.
boil
Yeah.
pork ribs in it.
Well, it's called,
And
we call it
Okay.
kapusta soup. We still
yeah,
eat
it's
that.
kapusta soup. Yeah.
Yes.
So I could eat that all the live long day.
Yep.
But if I ate that all the live long day for weeks and weeks and weeks, my family's going to make me sleep in the garage.
Yes, you end up in the bathroom. Like that's
Yep.
the same with the cabbage soup
Yep.
diet. You are very smelly after. But yes, it was called the Sacred Heart Soup diet. Or yes, that's what the
crazy.
cabbage, so that was the purpose of that one. So if you actually search it, I'm glad I wasn't wrong on that because it's been a long time since that one was even, I forgot about that one
That's fine.
actually.
Oh, I've got a pile of these.
Have you heard that?
Um,
Have you heard the tapeworm diet?
yes.
I have.
The tapeworm diet.
So you take a parasite.
Like what the
How do you get it
hell?
out of you? Surgery?
Well,
Do you pass it?
well,
I don't know.
you have to kind of get it pulled out.
North or south?
Yeah, well, either way, or you kill it, right?
Well, apparently, if you break it, it's full of eggs, and then you get a bunch of eggs in your system. That's not good.
So it's like alien,
Kind
at
of,
that
yeah.
point.
So, but that's what people
Oh.
did, and
Yeah.
you used to be able to mail order tapeworms, like way back.
Yeah.
This is going back probably back in the
Yep.
50s. You could order these things,
Yeah.
and they would show up at your house, and you just took it and hope it
Yep.
survived, and you would severely lose weight because it ate
Well,
all
it
the
works.
nutrients that you had. Like the things that we will do to lose weight, other than a balanced diet and exercise, it's insane.
You know, like the number of times I've had clients come in, they're like, what do you think about Ozempic?
Oh,
I'm like, well, like, and I'm like, like, okay, like, there's going to be times when it's going to be useful, absolutely, but you're going to get the best benefits if you're doing diet and exercise. And they're like, oh, so you think it's useful? I'm like, well, yes, if you're using diet and exercise accordingly. Okay, so yeah, I was thinking I was going to do that. Okay, were you going to do some diet and exercise too? They're like, well, why would I want to do diet and exercise if I could take Ozempic? It's like, because you need to do the diet and exercise. That's a major component of it. They're like, yeah, no, I'm just going to go get the Ozempic.
okay. So then you ask them, did that help you create the habit? What is the purpose? You stop Ozempic. Ozempic is a lifetime drug. It's not just a quick fix as well. That's one of those things that the purpose is to have people change their lifestyle. And Ozempic is the big thing and the big fad right now because it's backed by all the stars, all the celebrities are on it, right? You can name 20 different people that are on it that didn't even necessarily need it. I'm not going to say it's a lazy way out.
Serena Williams.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things though, there's a lot of it wasn't invented for weight loss, right? It was invented for diabetes.
Yeah.
And now people are using it for weight loss because all the celebrities are doing it, but they're also losing their hair. And there's so many side effects to the side of that. Is it worth it? Amy Schumer, she's a prime example. If you look her up, she went on it. There were so many negatives to it. She was losing her hair. She felt awful, went off of it, said, nobody should do this. But then she went back on it because she gained that weight back, right? So you look at that and go, okay, well, maybe this was a good thing. Let me try it again. So again, teach their own.
There are people who have had, like, I do have clients who use Ozempic, and they're using it very responsibly, and they're using good diet and exercise changes and their habit changes. And it's like, fantastic. This is what you need to get a little momentum on your weight loss journey. Like, go for it. Like, I'm not going to say, no, you shouldn't do that. It's a terrible idea. It's not my life. It's not my health. And sometimes, if you need that kickstart to lose 50 pounds in a very short period of time, that's better than carrying 50 pounds for the next 10 years.
Well, and I say, hey, Canadian Ape, Pebble's saying, the best, I think by far, diet and exercise is the healthiest way, but it is also the hardest way, right? It takes a lot of effort to do that. And lots of people lack the willpower to say no and push themselves away from the table. Like I had, when I did my, when I was on Atkins, I was allowed one reward meal a week, and I could eat whatever I wanted, as much as I wanted, for one meal. And as soon as my butt left the chair, I was done for 7 days. Now, here's the problem. Your body does not know what to do what you just put in there because it's used to not having it. And kaboom, it's gone. Like within the hour, it's gone. So your body, you're messing up the way your body digests food, and the way that your body processes things and has processed things your whole life is suddenly way off kilter. So Ozempic, has anybody ever tried it, guys? I did.
I won't.
Okay. I did it only because I have a client who is diabetic and hated it. He's like, God, I hate these. He goes, I've got it. I hate it. I'm like, oh, I was actually the hubbub of this, all this. He goes, hey, dude, if you want to try it, knock yourself out. I'm like, sure. So this was just to see what potentially it does. And I eat healthy and I work out.
And then you lost all your hair.
Yeah. Apparently I did this when I was 22. But here's what I learned about the shorts. It was one pen of Ozempic. I just wasn't as hungry.
Yeah, it cuts down the food noise.
A little bit.
Cuts down the food noise.
But my problem is I eat on a schedule, so I was like,
You don't have food noise.
Yeah.
Like a lot of guys who are structured and disciplined, who have that sort of lifestyle, don't tend to suffer from that persistent need to have a banana cream pie or something on a regular basis. It's just that quietness or that noise is gone. It's quieted down naturally for some people. Some people just, if they're told to eat something, they're just going to eat it.
Yeah, and I think that we look at food in a weird way. Like back when I was training, when I was a trainer, I didn't have the ability to prescribe diet. I wasn't allowed to, because I was just personal trainer, right? Personal training specialist.
Oh, we lost
him.
And there he is.
I tell people just write it down. I want you to see, I don't care what you're eating, write it down, and I want to see it next week. So you'd see them writing it down, and you'd have McDonald's, chips, blah, 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 and it's bad, and then suddenly the number, it goes from 5 McDonald's trips down to 3. Then it goes down and goes down and goes down. Yeah. Because you're taking accountability for your shit. Like you're realizing that you're eating garbage because you're writing it down. And I was like, I don't care what, and the trick was, I don't care what you're eating. Just write it down. Write it down. Let's see it. And it got better because they were doing it themselves. So I think accountability is what we're lacking right now.
Starting to be mindful about what you're putting into your mouth goes a long ways.
Embarrassing.
And you're right. Like you when it comes to a lot of things, you can't prescribe diets and stuff, especially when it comes to like pathological issues, but you see it online all the time, right? So there's one thing to tell people, this is what's considered healthy and this is what isn't healthy. It's another one to be like, like you have high triglycerides, so therefore you need to be eating this diet. And you see that.
Oh my God, Canadian Ape had gastric bypass and lost 120 pounds. Holy shit. That would do it.
That's like a 15-year-old.
The TikTok feed. Okay. Question. I'm going to count to 3, and we're all going to say at the same time. if you could tell people to eliminate only one thing out of their diet, what would it be? 1, 2, 3, sugar. Oh, no one's playing the game?
Well, I can say you thought of it before you said one.
I was like, hold on. Like, there's quite a few different avenues I'm going to go here, right? You say processed food.
Sugar was the only thing that I'd tell people to stay away from.
See, I would tell people to stay away from processed foods. Cook your food.
Sorry, I kicked my camera at the same time. I'm with Jayon on this one, and only because he said it quicker than me. But sugar's a tough one because and you're right. Like it's good to. It is. It's just one of those things that you tell people not to do something, and then as soon as they have the chance to get it, they're going to binge it, right? Because they have eliminated it for so long. So if you're saying forever and they can't touch sugar, probably not sustainable. Processed food is a little bit easier to get around, I would say, than sugar. You still want to enjoy life a little bit.
I would agree.
Right? You still got to enjoy it a little bit.
I do, but I also like my protein shakes. That's
right. See, I was going to say alcohol, but I think the social component of alcohol is incredibly invaluable.
How so?
Right? Being able to go out, have a few drinks with some friends. Like one of the things I think is you really don't know a person until you've gotten drunk with the person. Okay, to be fair,
then we don't really know each other.
So no, not yet. Oh, we get drunk on a Friday.
Nice not over.
Yeah. But really, there is a huge social component that I think is lacking as people start using THC and stuff now, because alcohol takes some of the inhibitions away, and you want to go out, you want to party, have fun, make some mistakes, that sort of thing. THC, it's just kind of like, dude, pass the Mexican food. I need some more Doritos, right?
I'll tell you what, all those years I spent working in bars, I would rather deal with somebody who was smoking weed than drinking whiskey. Because they were never a problem.
Yeah, whiskey's a bad one.
They were never a problem.
Whiskey's a problem. Whiskey is 100% a problem.
It is. But
no, I still say processed food. That's me. And I mean, there's a big reason for that. Like sugar, I get it for sure. But I think how much sugar do you consume?
You mean actual sugar or like fruit?
Yeah, just sugar, like spoon sugar in, right?
None. I don't know if I eat any sugar.
Not much, right? And I get what you're saying, because you don't want to say processed food, because you're right. Technically, any supplement is a ultra processed food. It absolutely is. But that's not what people think of when they think processed Hot Pockets foods
in their natural state,
right? Now, here's this is the analogy I used to give, or the comparison I would give a lot of people. Those toasters or those little strudels you get at the baking aisle in Sobeys or Superstore, right? And they're about 400 calories each. Okay, how many of those can you crush if you wanted to? 6
pastries?
Really? You can crush those suckers.
Okay, I'm gonna make myself a liar real quick. I have one weakness that has sugar in it. And I just became a weakness. Damn it. I was craving an oatmeal cookie. Oh. So I went to Kuiper's and I got oatmeal raisin cookies. And they're so soft and so...
Best cookies around.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I killed 6 of them on the way home.
Didn't make it home to your kids.
No, and then I spun it and closed it hey, kids, I picked up cookies. You want one? You want one, Dad?
Got 6 donuts for you. I got 6 cookies for you.
To be fair, do your kids actually like oatmeal raisin cookies?
They liked those ones.
Oh, okay. Kids don't like oatmeal raisin cookies.
You get the cookie that nobody wants, right? And it's oh, you're not going to eat it.
Nobody wants.
That'll eat it. It's fine.
What's the worst cookie you could get? So, hang on, back to the chat right now. Canadian Ape was 375 pounds. His bread was his demon. And he bounced for years.
Oh, okay. So bread is awful. I mean,
it's so damn good.
Have you heard? You guys know who Brian Tracy is, right?
I should. Now I'm going to sound
maybe stupid. He's that old school business motivational speaker, and his kind of rule was staying away from the 3 white powders. Not one was cocaine. Okay, not one was cocaine. It was sugar, salt, and flour.
I like salt.
Okay,
I really do. That's my
the white salt. White
salt.
Like your iodized salt, not necessarily like your Himalayan, right? So
exactly, Himalayan or Celtic sea salt and stuff.
Bread seems to be the weakness of everybody on TikTok. They're it's bread. It's so good. Like I like sourdough bread,
Yeah.
and Kuipers again. They make sliced sourdough bread.
Okay, that's not good. I don't need to
Why?
hear that. Because
It's
I'll buy
so
it and I'll
good.
eat it all.
I like sourdough.
Get a little
It'll
vinaigrette,
change your life.
nice balsamic vinegar, and just dab
It'll
it in
change
there.
your
Right?
life. You're welcome. And sorry about the extra 2 pounds. But there are people that when you have certain things, like Pebbles is saying that she quit coffee 5 years ago. God bless you. I don't know why, but she would double that shit. So that's part of it. I think that when you have Olive Garden breadsticks, I'm seeing the chats all over the place here, right?
Where
Like
are you seeing this?
I have.
So okay,
you can open your
what is
chat
Olive Garden? What
to the
is
side that says chat.
what does Olive Garden sell? Like, what do people like eating there? Because all I ever hear is the breadsticks.
They
That's
sell-
good. Same thing as Red Lobster. All they talk about is how great those little biscuits
Yeah.
are. Like, well, is the food good, or is it just the free stuff?
I think that bread is a comfort food. We all like it. We all grew up with sandwiches at school, and we all grew up with your grandmother's baked bread, and it was so much better than anything else. Oh yeah, salad, fettuccine. Yeah, they've
Red Lobster buns, like it just goes hand in hand. The cake bread.
But here's the thing: if we, and this is what I used to tell people back in the gym, if you treat treats as treats, then they're treats. Otherwise, it's a food group for you, right? Like I like my okay, I won't say the first one. If you had to have one chocolate bar, what would it be? You grab it.
I don't.
I like Junior Mints. It's not a chocolate bar.
Yeah, but it's the same.
But it
idea.
is. Like I feel like I'm. I said that one time when I grabbed a protein shake at the gym, and I was training a client, and I'm like, "Oh, my favorite is chocolate mint." They're like, "What are you, 90? Don't only 90-year-olds eat like after mints?" I'm like, "Actually, maybe because I love Junior Mints, but it is. I would say it's my favorite."
You're one step away from having Werther's in your purse.
I don't like Werther's, but you're right. I do feel 90.
Yeah, exactly. So, coffee crisp.
Okay,
coffee
so
yep.
Look at the chat. Snickers is a big one. Oh, Henry, Three Musketeers. More? I don't know what that is.
It's not that like a U.S. brand.
I think someone said
the American
US, Twix. So here's
Twix
my
is
thing.
good.
I will.
Yeah,
there's one that I'll buy. I will never eat it at the moment. I will buy it and I'll put it in the freezer because I'll have a weak moment at the checkout and I'm like, I don't want it. I want one.
Crispy Crunch.
Eat more.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Yeah,
drop it when I want it and shatter it.
Yeah.
And eat the pieces. And to me, it tastes like a peanut butter parfait, right? Or peanut butter parfait tastes like an eat more.
Well, and chocolate's just better cold or frozen in my eyes. Like you just
absolutely.
But it's the treat. It's a treat, and I want it later. Like this is a thing that happened in our house. Okay, Amber, does Brian ever buy himself a treat that you eat? That you just grab it because it's there?
No, but it does happen in reverse.
Okay, so I buy an Eat More, I'll put it in the freezer. And there was one Eat More that probably sat in the freezer for like 4 months. And am I frozen?
You're frozen. Yeah.
Why? What's going on? We got a freezing thing happening here. Are we good? I thought we froze. So anyway, I bought this Eat More, I put it in the freezer, and it was probably 3 or 4 months. And then I go to get it. I'm like, you know what? Today's the day. And it's gone. I'm like, what the hell?
And it's gone.
And that was the day that Kelsey decided, you know what, this son of a bitch has been having, this thing's been sitting in the freezer for months. I'm just going to eat it. And it was that day. I'm like, where's that Eat More? She goes, I ate it. I'm like, when? She goes, today. I'm like, why? She goes, that thing's been in the freezer like since fall. I'm like, yeah, for when I wanted to eat it.
So did you file divorce papers?
My mom does the same thing. She has done that since I was young. She'll buy a chocolate bar and it will sit there and piss all of us off when we were kids. And it would sit there for a month. And we weren't allowed, that was her chocolate bar, even though she didn't eat it.
Yeah.
She did the same thing.
But it's self-control, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know. See, what I used to do was
it's
Christmas season. I would get shortbread. I would get shortbread cookies, put them in a bag, put them in the deep freeze, and then pull them out in June or July. And people would be like, where the hell did you get the shortbread from? I was like, I've got a personal stash. I wait until the middle of summer. I mean, now I can just make it myself. I can make it myself anytime I wanted, but it's not the same.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Right?
And again, those sweet treats are great if you actually treat it like a bit of a reward. Like I couldn't imagine eating a couple of those every day.
Well, okay, going back, I'm going to go back now that we're talking about treats. Back on
I
the
can.
keto
I
diet,
can.
that's the problem, right? People aren't there is no reward, and you're depriving yourself of all those sweets and the sugars and stuff like that. And what do you see happen when people go off that keto diet? All it takes,
They binge. They go
I know
mental.
someone who actually went off of it, and it doesn't take much to get out of ketosis. And that day, they're like, okay, well, I'm just going to have one cookie. One cookie led to one package plus an entire cake that day. They were like thousands of calories in, right? Because you couldn't just have that little bit of sugar here and there, and they deprived themselves for months of it. And then we just rebound, and we're back to where we started. So if you don't give yourself that reward once in a while, a small reward, this is what happens. We binge.
You know which?
See, I'm the opposite when it comes to keto. So I remember I did an experiment when I was in deep keto. I was down to just under 3 nanomoles of ketones in the bloodstream. Okay. So I got really deep into ketosis, and I was like, how much carbohydrates and shit can I get into my system before I'm not in ketosis? And I mean, I would argue, if you're going to do a keto diet, you're arguably not really doing a keto diet unless you're.
Were you using the sticks?
But then again, I was using blood test. I was blood testing. So the pinprick and everything. So, I mean, like, great. If you're going to do keto, that's great. But if you're not in ketosis, you're not really doing keto. And then it doesn't really matter if you're in keto, not really if you're getting the results. But I ate a big freaking helping. Like, I binged out on sushi and had 2 glasses of wine, and I was still in mild ketosis.
Really? So, and I think you can get off the rails a little bit, but I mean, there's certain things like I'm looking at this other chat, like, yeah, no donuts for Quentin, and just do lower carb, low sugar, and a high protein diet with some fiber.
Yeah, your donuts are your kryptonite,
I know,
aren't they?
that's the thing. I'm not a donut.
Shut up. Will be soon.
Secrets. But okay, so talk about getting off track. I was Amber made me aware today that she's like, "Are you blah blah blah?" I'm like, "Where'd you hear this?" I heard it. I'm like, "Okay,
no."
Brandon's so small.
Brandon's small town, but so I went.
Hey, it wasn't on me. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
I went my training, right? I switched my training up. And this is how hard it is to get back on track. So I switched from strictly weightlifting to endurance training to HIIT workouts to this, that, and everything else. And I really made a big difference in my body. And now summer's here. So we're camping a little bit more. I'm eating a little dirtier than I normally do. And I'm back lifting and not really do as much cardio as I did. So I decided to do a HIIT workout. Tell you what, it only took about 5 weeks for your body to forget, hey, you can do this. So it's consistency, whether it's diet, exercise, or the combination of the two. And I know that I can jump back into it. That's not a problem. But it's like I used to bang out pull-ups like nothing. If you don't do a pull-up in a year, you're not going to do a pull-up. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. When I started going back to the gym and really started doing trying to do pull-ups, I was like, wow, I can't do this. But then very quickly it was like I can hammer them out with weight.
And Amber, when you talked about the guy eating the cake, there was a cake that popped into my head. It had to be this. Like, what's the ridiculously it shouldn't be good cake that's just ghetto on all, like, it's the worst cake. Yes, the deep and delicious.
You want to know what's funny about that? So hardly any of us in our house actually like cake. So we don't really have birthday cakes. And the only one that Brian in his whole life has ever got, because it's his favorite, is Deep and Delicious. That's his birthday cake. And same with my daughter. That's now the go-to for our household, is the only cake that everybody will eat, unless it's cheesecake. But nobody really likes cake here.
Yeah.
It used to come with a bucket of chicken. KFC used to give you a Deep and Delicious back in the day.
Yep, those were the days.
You know what? And God bless you, but I don't like cake. Period. I really don't. Like, if you want, I'm a pie guy. Give me a pie. I will destroy a pie.
What kind of pie?
If I could only have one pie for the rest of my life, it would be a rhubarb pie, rhubarb strawberry pie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rhubarb strawberry. Oh, wow. Okay. I thought it'd be like, I love a good rhubarb, straight tangy rhubarb, right? But give me banana cream.
Yeah, I'm more like a lemon meringue pie.
I got so many.
More than the rest.
Oh, those are good too.
Yep.
I'm just jumping back in the chat before that goes away. They got Tacos are technically sandwiches. Asking the guests, are tacos technically sandwiches? Yeah.
It's Mexican food. It's a Mexican sandwich.
Like, would a wrap be considered? Okay, is a quesadilla a sandwich?
No, we're not
It's a
getting
grilled
crazy here.
cheese
No,
sandwich,
no,
kinda.
no. Yes, yeah, but a quesadilla to me is a food that you give people that you want to leave your house.
You don't like
Okay.
quesadillas?
There's no real substance here. I didn't put any thought into it. I'm just gonna get a tortilla. I'm gonna put a little cheese on it and some leftover chicken. Wrap it over. Maybe I'll put a tomato in it and I'll serve it to you. And you're gonna like it. Right?
If sour cream and raisin pie, Mr. 204, my wife makes the best sour cream raisin pie.
that's good.
So good.
That's
No.
good. Yeah.
Maybe without the raisins.
You don't like raisins?
The only, and I don't know if I should say the only raisins I actually like is if they're glacette. I don't actually like raisins in anything. If I have a butter tart, take the raisins out. No.
Somebody described them as like a.
So do you spit them out at people when you eat the butter tarts?
You're just that person at the dinner
You should
table.
learn.
Like,
First, I found out who made them.
Give them to the dog, right?
no, I think that there's some of these ridiculous things we do. Like, again, we're all talking that we can all do it. We can do it slowly, be consistent, and keep it up, because you feel like shit if you eat like shit. Like I tell people, you are what you eat, literally, right? So let's just say you're driving a, I don't know, Lamborghini. Are you going to put farm purple gas in that sucker? No, you're putting premium in it. So if you're running your body off donuts and Snickers, no offense to whoever says Snickers, but if you're running your body off of sugar and McDonald's, let's just say donuts and McDonald's, guess what?
Oh, can you imagine the inflammatory process that's going on in your system? No wonder you're bloated. Your whole gut system is on fire.
Amber, have you noticed that as people are at the gym more, like your clients, I'm going to stick with female clients because they pay attention to this more than male clients. Have you noticed that their skin gets better the healthier they get?
Well, yeah, but that's for a couple of reasons, right? So they likely are drinking more water as well, right? So the more they're exercising, the more they're drinking water, that's going to clear up a lot of stuff. That's going to clear up some acne. It's going to hydrate them. Their hair looks better. And then you'll find more people that are in the gym, they're starting to supplement things like collagen, right? And that's why we're starting to clear up our skin a bit. So there's a lot of learning into that. And I think their skin looks better. We're just healthier. We're also tightening up our skin a little bit, losing a bit of weight, adding some muscle. So yeah, the skin usually looks a little bit better. I mean, as long as they're not leaving the sweat on their body and leaving it there for a day and not showering after, everybody has to start looking a little bit better.
Well, the reason I say that is because the benefits of eating better, drinking more water, and exercising isn't just the fact that you're losing weight. Everything gets better.
Right.
Your car is running better.
I'd agree with that.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's better on the highway. It's better in the city. And I think we don't, if you're a gym goer, if you're a healthy person to begin with, we're not all healthy to begin with. There's no way we were all healthy from day one. Like, we're healthy when we're born, I guess. But we all we all got hooked on the gym, whether it's like Jayon became a health guy, Amber's a gym person, 100% a trainer. I was just overweight. There's somewhere that switches us to this because we're not born to be gym rats.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of my whole point, that when I talk to people about like my business, and Amber and I talked about that, because the name is reactive, and people, we've had this discussion before. It's like, shouldn't it be proactive? And, the kind of my argument is, well, nobody does anything really proactive when it comes to their health. It's usually as a result of something negative happening, whether it's like you get a bad result from your doctor, you look at the mirror, you don't like what you like, somebody shoots you down when you ask them out, or you get shamed from being weak. So as a result, we go to the gym. I mean, you can ask any guy, why did you go to the gym? It was absolutely to impress a woman at some point in time, right? But then you get there, you realize that women don't really care. And the only thing you're attracting is other guys who want to talk to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Mine was mortality. But, hang on a sec. We got a riddle from Marcus here. I've been eating super green salads all week with very little dressing portion, and I'm feeling very sleepy about an hour after I eat. I'll have s'mores. I'll have a s'more this weekend. But Well, you're not getting a lot of anything. Like you're having a little green super
Sorry.
green salad.
There's no
What did they say they're having
There's
in
no
there?
fuel.
They're having a super green salad, and all week with very little dressing, and the portion's little. But I know I'm very sleepy because you're not getting enough calories in your system.
Well, not enough calories, but they
Fuel.
also, so your energy source is created from your carbohydrates and your sugars, right? And so if you're not having, and maybe even your proteins, we start turning those proteins into carbohydrates at some point. But if you're lacking those, so when people say you know, carbs are bad, that's completely, in my eyes, not the truth. We need those because that is our energy source. If you don't have those carbohydrates or even your fats in your system, you're going to lack that. So the easiest way for me to explain it when I'm telling clients is I tell them to look on a scale. So if I'm answering his question at all, is to try to look at your fats and your carbs on a scale. And if you're going to have like a higher carb, if you're looking for, let's just say we're looking for a fat loss, maybe with a little bit of muscle gain. If you're going to keep your carbohydrates high one day, just keep your fats a little bit lower. If you're going to keep your fats higher, put your carbohydrates a little bit lower that day. What's going to happen? Or keep them even. If we're going to have really high carbs and fats, we're most likely going to gain weight. And if we're going to keep them both really low, like in this scenario, we're going to be lethargic and tired. We don't have an energy source to actually fuel our body and our brain. So that's likely the scenario of what's happening right now.
Yeah, and what he's got is kale and tuna on it. So you're getting a little bit of protein, which is good.
It's not a lot of soul in that diet. I mean, there are some concerns with kale, right? It's like the kale and a lot of those leafy greens are very high in oxalates, which can have some negative effects, right, in the body because they're mineral.
How did kale become popular? Can someone explain this to me? It tastes like a sock.
Yeah, Pizza Hut.
What?
Pizza Hut. Yeah, Pizza Hut was the biggest purchaser of kale for most of the 90s because they put it around their salad bar to look good.
It was a garnish.
It was pretty. It was a garnish.
So, right? I get that, but why would you eat like kale?
And then somebody decided with the leafy greens, we need more leafy greens, and kale's everywhere. It's pretty affordable. So influencers, and not even influencers, like dieters, really started promoting kale as a healthy thing. But it's really high in oxalates, which can have a mineral leaching effect on the body. And if you talk to somebody who's had kidney stones, one of the main concentrations of kidney stones is oxalic acid.
And there, I mean, there's
a lot
of diets that we'll get into where the negative outweighs the positive. Like if you go carnivore diet, there's a chance you're going to look at things like, what's the rich man's disease? Where your toes get inflamed? Gout. With gout, high iron content, right? Your iron levels go through the stratosphere. And again, you're getting no fiber. And I get it. You want to try it, go for it. However, I've done it, and it's not easy. And you get real tired of everything you're eating. Real tired of it. I don't care how you cook it. You're tired of it. You want a salad. You want an apple. I wanted an apple more than anything on the planet when I was strictly eating meat, and it was terrible.
Does it say on a carnivore diet you go to a coffee shop? What are you going to order? A steak? Like you're going to have coffee, and there's going to be pastries, and there's going to be things like you can't order just meat. It's not sustainable. You're nutrient deficient in that. You don't have enough nutrients in just meat to fuel your body. Again, just like Atkins, you're going to be constipated. You're not going to have any type of fibers to get through that body to move things around.
No.
And you just have you have your high protein, you're going to have your fats. And again, carnivore diet, it depends. If you can look at how meat was made back in the day, looking at Atkins and why Atkins was actually created versus how we actually feed our animals these days. It's totally different. Our animals these days are not grass, right? And now they're full of fats and they're marbled. And so we're eating very fatty foods when it comes to just meat versus grass fed like they used to be. So there's a whole different, there's going to be a change in time. If you tried this whatever, like 100 years ago, it's going to be different than the diet would be today because we don't feed our animals the same.
Exactly.
Right. So this is,
which is what leads to the imbalance. That's the big thing people talk about with, like because they talk about canola being bad for you and sunflower seed being bad for you. It's like, well, yes and no. It's bad in such that we add so much omega-6 that it causes a massive imbalance of the omega-3/9 complex. So there's too much of one. It's not necessarily that one's inflammatory. It's inflammatory when you have a shit ton of one, but none of the other.
And this is where you look at, oh, hang on. Marcus is thanking Amber for answering the question. That makes sense. Very nice. And who can afford beef and for all eating fish and chicken now? Here's the thing. I hunt, right? So if you've ever eaten deer meat, elk, any of these wild games, they are lean. There is no fat there. None. And if someone's going to go carnivore, like I suggested to Jay, I'm like, if you're going to go carnivore, do it with wild game. You're getting almost double the protein out of the piece of meat. But you're going to have to learn how to cook that stuff because there is no fat in it. And it's good. It's a rich meat. I'm going to give you guys a bunch just to try it. But that's what meat was. Meat was that. It was lean. It was out in the fields. And you didn't get, you're right, Amber, a steak wasn't tender 60 years ago. It was, you better low and slow that sucker.
Well, there was a reason why pot roast was a big deal too, right? It was, cook it nice and slow for a long period of time and only eat it on Sundays.
But now you're talking, going back to that, you're looking at the old paleo diet, right? So the old paleo diet was the Stone Age diet. And these are all just, all these diets are just coming out. They're just changing and tweaking one little thing to now call it a new diet. And it was meant because it was, based on no dairy, no grains, you had all your fresh meat if you were hunting because that was the purpose, right? Everything was lean, freshly cooked right then and there. Again, not a sustainable diet now or the same as it was back in the Stone Age because meats have changed.
No, I would also say, like, when it comes to diets, so sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Quentin. But like when it comes to diets, like I tell people, like, you can focus on whatever identity you want within a diet. Go for it. That's great. But I think you're going to have much better success on a diet plan if you're following more like an 80-20 principle. So stay accurate 80% of the time, but still have that allowance where you can enjoy life or whatever. Because, God, like I've talked to so many people who've gone hardcore keto. And it's like, well, how did it go? Well, it lasted 3 days. I'm like, well, no shit, right? Like, seriously. Whereas, like, I did keto consistently for about 2 years.
Jesus.
And I didn't feel bad about it. Like, I felt it was like, this is kind of fucking fantastic,
I think that you have, again, sustainability comes with not ease, but you have to buy into it. But it has, in order for you to buy into it, you have to enjoy it, right? And although you restrict certain things, it's... What's the best way to describe something that it was okay? And okay. Remember when I had that Jeep? I had that yellow Jeep?
Yeah.
That thing was a heap of shit. It was loud. It rode like hell. It was a nightmare on the highway, but it was cool. So I didn't love it, but I really wanted to do it.
But
so I drove it.
Cool.
It's like a diet. You don't love it. You don't really want to do it, but
it's the end thing right now.
I like the results I'm getting. Women are looking at me. I kind of like that sort of thing. Same thing as a Jeep, right?
It's just like you can be uncomfortable and be okay, and that's okay, right? Like I think that when you have a diet that is insane to read, like here's one, the pasta and chocolate diet, that was a thing. It restricts nearly everything else. No coffee, tree, nuts, or dairy. Just offers 1 ounce of chocolate per day. Nutritionally unbalanced and misleading. So you eat
dark chocolate. A certain kind of chocolate doesn't matter.
Just says chocolate. It was a very old diet that somebody dreamt up. Atkins, the zone diet was a 40-30-30.
When I did keto for like this 2 years-ish or so, the one that I did was the bulletproof diet.
I remember reading about
like the bulletproof coffee. Like, is that what I actually love? Bulletproof coffee.
It's fantastic. And the diet is so sensible because it's like you're doing keto. Okay. I mean, they say everything organic, and that's not, you can't do that.
Organic is not always organic.
But, exactly. And realistically, we did.
There we go.
There we go.
Just put it on there for everybody.
Nice.
It makes it easier.
Yep. So So it was neat because you do some intermittent fasting, you do a bulletproof coffee in the morning, okay, and then you do your meats, you do your vegetables, but at the end of the day, you put some carbohydrates in using fruits and berries and stuff, right? Specifically berries, so you can replenish your system. And I found it really sustainable, and it worked really great. I even did like some 24 up to 72-hour fasts on weekends in conjunction with it, and it was fantastic.
Well, and I think when you have somebody who's new to, say, both diet and exercise, how do you warm them up to it? Like Amber, this would be a perfect question for you. Like,
so okay, how do I warm them up to a diet, or if they're wanting to do it?
Let's just say I'm your client, okay?
Okay.
And it's fat quitting at 309 pounds of butter, okay? And I come in like, I don't know what the problem is. I think I look okay. What do you eat? Everything.
Cream
you know
corn.
I would eat a family-sized bag of chips and a tub of dip every day after work, and I ate at the food court, and I would just eat like crap. So I don't know. It should be okay. How do you break that? How do you nudge someone into just something slightly less shitty than they were?
Okay, like, so it is and it's not. So I think the conversation just has to be real, for one. We do talk about, I look based on age when it comes to that as well. Yep. So we talk a little bit about metabolism, right? So especially someone my age, and how we're going to bounce back and forth every time we go on keto, off keto, on keto, off of keto. Luckily, I just have a tool at our gym where I can give you results based on what we can't see is going to be that visceral fat that's hiding. So we have our subcutaneous fat, which we can see, versus our visceral fat that's hiding around our organs, and we can't see that. And so when we start seeing people eating certain types of diets, and we're starting to coat those organs in fat, we do have a tool. Jayon has done the scan with me multiple times where we can actually see results on what that's doing to the body internally and externally, so we can see it. So I can have those real results. We can see like your bio age. We can see, how much fat is on every part of the body and every limb. I do have a conversation of like, are you here for a reason, and you have to trust me. So if you think that this has been working for you, eating like that, you wouldn't be here to come and talk to one of us trainers, right? So you need to now put the trust in us, because we've done the research. I've been training for 13 years. So we have the research and know what we're talking about, but you have to trust me. If you don't trust me, I'm not the right fit for you, right? Maybe you need to talk to a doctor.
And I think you nailed it, because the first step to solving a problem is admitting that you have one. And them walking through the doors of the gym and booking an appointment with you is exactly that.
And the hardest piece.
Oh.
Right? Like I had someone come in yesterday, and it was a couple that was switching over to our gym, and the conversation was they didn't want to walk in the door. They've been into the parking lot before, but she did not want to get into the door. That was the hardest part. You know how many times I've heard that they've shown up, they get there, and they just don't walk in the door, which is when you're ready to finally accept and ask for help, because whatever you're doing isn't working. And the hard part for us is people do go online and they search these things, and whatever celebrity or the internet wants to tell you today is the answer, they try that and it doesn't work, and they try that and it doesn't work.
Amber, I remember when I started working at the gym, like I would have been 16 at that point in time. Back then it was Body Force, way back over on Pacific Avenue, right? Good old times, right? Yep. And back then I was 140 pounds sopping wet on a good day, right? So I got a gym membership to go there, which was a gym, okay? Like it wasn't a fitness club. That was old school bodybuilding gym, right? Yep. And the first 3 times I drove right past that place because I didn't have the balls to get in, right? I was going to the gym, had my gym stuff, kept driving right past, right? Finally, like on the 3rd time I went to the gym, I was like, wow, frick, like they're just going to have to laugh at me because I'm not changing anything by just driving past. So I went in. It was the scariest thing ever. We had like a bodybuilder over there eating tuna and oatmeal. We had a big bodybuilder behind the counter selling protein powder. Huge guy. Went up and talked to him about what I'm supposed to do, and he talked to me in this really squeaky voice, so it was hilarious. And then it was like, well, this isn't that bad because all the guys at the gym, they all started in the same place. They were either really skinny or really fat, right? And they were the most motivational, helpful people I'd ever had in my life. The people who were the worst were the people who were my size.
Was that Brad Campbell
Right.
that had Body Force? Someone's asking. I can't remember.
It was. He didn't have it at that point in time. That was at that point in time. It was still the Henrys that had it.
Here's the thing: when it comes to gyms, and I've been to a few, but I man, like anytime's like home. Anytime is the most unintimidating gym I've ever been in, and I say that not because Amber's in the room. I would have said that if you weren't here.
Thank you.
It's the most unintimidating gym, and when I go, it's early in the morning. But everybody that's there, we all get to know each other. It's very welcoming, and everybody's willing to help. I don't know what it's like later in the day. I don't know what it's like at night, but the 4:30 club is pretty good, and there's new people that are showing up all the time.
Oh.
But I've been to other gyms.
Sorry, we're talking nutrition, and my dog sat in front of me, and she's eating macaroni salad right out of the container with a fork.
Better than using her hands.
Right out of the sweet container.
better than a straw. But like
girl.
I did a brief stint. I tried Good Life, and I tried Good Life because they had a couple isolation machines that I kind of liked, and I didn't like it. And I'm a guy that doesn't get intimidated out of a gym, but I was like, I felt so out of place there that I just couldn't get myself to go. I think I tried it for like a month. I was like, what is this? And I just said no. So I think you have to go where you're comfortable. And if comfort for you is a bunch of Instagram chads, there's a couple gyms for you. If comfortable for you is the average person just going to the gym because they want to make their life better, that's, I believe, what Anytime is. If you want to be, an absolute beast, there's a gym for you too. But I think that you have to find a place that you're comfortable at. And for the first timers, anybody who's never been to a gym before, I'd say go to Anytime. Just go there. And it's not because Amber's in the room. I would have told you that if she wasn't here.
Yeah.
But
Quinton's been there a long time.
It's a pretty inclusive gym. It's a pretty good gym. And I'm that guy who I work at the YMCA. Okay. And it's got nothing against Anytime whatsoever because I've been in a gym. I think the gym is great. It's just quite simply, it's like half a block away.
It's that, and it's family oriented. I don't tell everybody when they come in and say this is always the gym for you, because it's not. And everybody has to be exactly what Quinton said, where you're comfortable. And if somebody comes in and said, and again, like we're a 15 plus club, so we're known as more of like an adult facility. If someone comes in and they're looking for somewhere that you can take your family and your kids, other than when we're training, like I train athletes and kids and stuff like that. Other than that, like the YMCA is probably your better choice if you want to bring your kids with you and you have access to the pool and things like that. We don't have that type of stuff. We don't have a pool, but it's not a fit. Just like trainers, I tell people when you're booking one of us as a trainer, not everybody's going to gel together. So I take no offense if somebody stops training with me and they want to try another trainer or vice versa. Yep. Sometimes that happens. Not everybody gels together. I can either be Jillian Michaels or I could be quiet and give you the pat on the back and the gold star that you need. So it just depends on, not everybody's the same. So I think it's not that necessarily that I want to say we're the best gym in town, but it just depends on where you are comfortable and where you fit in and where we are pretty average Joe around our gym. So
I think that people, if you've never been to one, I agree with the Good Life thing. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I believe that the first step is walking through the door. And I think that when you have a welcoming kind of group, you're going to get that. It's always going to be there. Like Gage wants to come and work out. I'm like, dude, you're 11. It ain't happening yet. I think it's too young. Yeah. But I think that if you have, I lost my determination, need to get back to the why. But don't know how to regain that back. You know what? First step is walking through the door. And again, back when I was training, people ask, what's your motivation for working out? I said, the mirror. Stand in front of the mirror without your clothes on. Yeah. There's your motivation.
Yeah. Take photos. Take a photo every week and see the changes.
Yeah. I always look like a before picture.
I saw a great thing, and I do tell people that it's not about being motivated, it's about being disciplined and doing the things. And motivation is what you get, you earn the motivation later on. And that's what carries you on later on, right? But I also think, kind of the big thing is, like you said, you have to be inspired. whether you got to look at it with a little bit of a shame, or you got to find something that you're going, yeah, that's kind of how I want to be. You got to find that little thing that's going to ignite that little fire.
Yeah, and you got to be real. Like, if you aren't quite sure how to get started, talk to someone. Like, that's, I think, the hardest part is people don't want to, like, they don't know where to start. They get into a gym and they're not sure what to do and what to start with. So with us, we try to make sure that we give an orientation to everybody so they know what they're doing. But I would say sit down with, it doesn't have to be my gym or anything like that. Sit down with someone and ask for help and see how they can help you. I'm pretty vocal and real. And so if somebody walks into the door and says, I want to hire a trainer, or I just want to start a gym, but I can't afford it, I'll say, okay, well, maybe we can look at that and see, why do you have your nails done? Why do you have your lashes done? You walked in with a Starbucks in your hand.
Why are you spending $300?
Right. And I've honestly, Jayon, in the last, I don't know, I would say like maybe in the last 6 months, I've gained 4 to 5 clients that their doctors, the very first thing they did is said, hey, would you want me to give you some Ozempic? And I'm like, why didn't they say, hey, would you like to go to the gym? Can I help you with exercise? Like, and there's so many people that come in and say that, but it's because they don't know how or where to start. And the internet is so full of misinformation, and it's easy to Google, but it's harder to come in and talk to somebody. So just if you can sit down and be like, I just need to see how I can get started and get going. You don't have to hire a trainer and pay us to do that. You just need to talk to somebody that knows what they're talking about. And then once you get that going, we can give you suggestions. And it doesn't even have to be at our gym. It could be at any gym. Find somebody who knows what they're talking about. That's not Dr. Google.
Yeah.
Marcus is saying the hours aren't the greatest at the Y either, as I have like 4 jobs. Dude, anytime is literally that. Anytime. It's like, go when you feel like it. I go early. It's 24/7, so it's 24 hours. There's no hours that there's an hour that works for you somewhere in that 24
and it's
hours.
worldwide. Like you have access. Myself and my husband Brian own Brandon and Souris, but we are worldwide. We have 6,000 gyms. He works everywhere. You don't pay any extra. So there's really, if people can get the excuses, because that's the hardest part, is getting the excuses out of the way, because everybody has a half an hour in their day that if you go into your phone and look at the time that you've spent on your phone, and it'll break it down for you on the games that you played, maybe you've been on Block Blast or Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, look at the time, add it up and see, can you take a half an hour away from your phone or scrolling or podcast or something like that and listen to your podcast while you're working out. I don't care.
I do.
Find a half an hour in your day. There is no excuse.
Hey, we got a question.
That's like the only thing I listen to when I work out.
Podcast. I'm listening to some pretty dry stuff right now because of reasons. But Jason has a question. Did you see that on the chat?
Is anytime blind accessible? Yeah, we make it accessible for anybody that needs to be. And I don't know exactly if you want to expand on that, Jason, what you mean by blind accessible, but we will make sure that we actually do have somebody there that is blind. We have somebody that comes with them till they feel comfortable and they get to know where all the pieces are and how they work. But especially if you come during our staffed hours, we'll make sure that we have somebody there to help you until you kind of get to know where things are. But yes, it's accessible to everyone.
That's cool.
So here's a question for you, because you probably have analytics. How often does the average person work out?
Ooh. She knows how many times she knows how many times we scan in.
And for how long?
Okay, so that's funny because times have changed. So if I haven't looked recently at analytics of it, but habits have changed since the dreaded COVID days. And yes, habits have changed. We don't even want to talk about those days anymore. Right. Habits have changed.
It always gets political when we get that.
Yeah, we're literally just coming back from that. Those days we had way more people working out, and I can't even remember. Like, honestly, I feel like it's a Google question now of how many people work out. It was like 19% or something way back. And now what we're seeing is we had that drop off because, of course, there was the scare of gyms and, germs and all the kind of stuff going on, which was very false. It's probably one of the cleanest places that you could actually go to because everything is sanitized after everybody touches it. And then people stopped going because their habits changed. They had to stay home for a year and a half. People stopped working out. They say they created these home gyms, and they became their treadmills in the living room became clothing hangers. And I'm not going to turn my camera to my treadmill because I'm not even joking. We have clothes hanging on it right now in ours, so it's a little bit like ours at home. But it is literally, like, I would say 2025 is now just a time, so we probably don't even have current numbers on this, of people are just starting to return back to habits because they feel the side effects from not just gaining weight, but so many injuries, so many people waiting on surgeries, so many, there's a lot going on right now, and more people are, what we just talked about earlier, turning to an easy way of Ozempic instead of actually working out. So we've lost so many people to that. So we're just trying to turn people back into that. So it didn't give you like a set answer, but if you guys Googled that, you probably have a better answer than me.
I did for you. I asked AI. Okay. So you'll like this. So during COVID, 25% of all fitness facilities and 30% of all studios had shut down permanently. Okay. That's the sad thing, right? Now, by gym membership penetration among Canadian adults rose 21.1% in 2025. Okay. And by age group, so 28.7% of millennials go to the gym, 25.3% of Gen Z, and 16.8% of baby boomers. It doesn't give Gen X.
Can you say that last one again? Because you just cut out, Jan.
Sorry, baby boomers, 16.8% of baby boomers go to the gym. Okay. Now, I asked about Gen X because it didn't give me any Gen X stats, which is weird. Gym membership dipped during the pandemic, but now it's rebounding. And they say it's exceeded pre-pandemic levels. I don't know if I believe that.
No, it's true.
I would say that the 430 Club there used to be 5 of us, maybe 6 that were there in the morning. That's easily doubled plus.
Wow.
First thing in the morning. Now,
so they have no numbers on Gen X. So this suggests there's a potential opportunity to dig deeper in Canadian demographic reporting because they say there's nothing there. I would like to think Gen X would be right up there pretty high. Honestly,
we just don't do surveys. That's the problem.
We're just quiet. We don't do surveys. Yeah.
Amber, hang on. I gotta interrupt for 1 second because Mr. 204 has said her lives are way better now that you brought Amber, and keep it up.
There you go.
See, I need to come on more often. Maybe I'm gonna have more followers.
Same bad time.
That's my motto. Right? That's my motto.
But seriously, that's cool. I mean, it's cool to see people that have been watching this, and then seeing Amber, who's clearly the smartest of the 3, and getting something out of it. It's perfect. Thank you. It's awesome.
This is fun. I like it.
Yeah.
So I asked globally about Gen X, and they said Gen X is they have a strong presence of about 12 to 13%.
I think that
engages boomers, but behind millennials.
Okay,
that's interesting.
So I would say that you're Gen Xer, which I am. We all are, right? Amber,
I am.
Are you a Gen X or a millennial?
Ooh, I like this game. Play it.
Are you a elder millennial?
Guess my age. Let's play guess my age.
Oh God. Okay, hang on.
Let me pull up your
tread
file.
lightly.
Amber's younger than me, but not by a pile. I would say she's 42.
Jan?
39.
Oh.
Kiss ass.
Pretty much. You're right. I am 42.
Oh, there you go.
Congratulations.
I have learned it's always best to underestimate that number.
Jan's very smart in the guessing game. Always take a few years off.
42.
I should have pulled up your confidential information and given you birth date too.
Right. So here's the thing. I believe that Gen Xers, there's more millennials in the gym than Gen Xers when I'm there. And there's a couple boomers that are not boomers, but elder Gen X. I would say that Gen Xers realize that in order for us to exist on this planet, we have to stop being lazy sacks of shit, and we can admit that to ourselves. I think your millennial back believes they're bulletproof like we did 20 years ago, and haven't realized that, hey, age is going to catch up to you. So I think that the boomers know they need to extend their life. The Gen X know that we were polluting ourselves with cigarettes from the age of 12. Oh, hi.
Welcome.
Your
Now I'm
best
not the only
Hold
female.
Give her an earbud.
She can't hear a thing. There we go.
So your bestest half is now here.
Yep.
She just missed the guess our age thing, so now she gets away without us taking a guess.
How old is Amber?
No, I meant to her.
How old?
I know. How old is Amber?
Oh,
Did
be
she
nice.
guess? I didn't hear.
Oh, shut up.
30.
She's my favorite.
I know.
Early 30s.
Oh.
of
Oh,
course.
see?
Okay,
We're
hang on a
gonna be
second.
best,
Aw.
we're best of friends.
Hang
We're
on.
gonna be best.
Oh, she's just got a free gym membership for a
Wait a
month on that
Wait a
one.
Okay, Angela does not know how old I am. How old am I, Angela?
49?
Okay, you must. Okay, okay.
How old is she then?
40.
Wait, was I right?
Yeah, I'm
Are you
40.
49?
53. Marcus?
Oh,
Someone said I was 53.
You bastards! I'm gonna find
47.
you.
That sounds better. How old? Jeez. Okay, Jayon, how old are you?
How old
You're
am
48.
No,
47. Okay, so I'm going to assume that Angela, 'cause she looks a lot younger than you, is 43.
okay. No, I'm 47 too.
It's the red head. That's the you folks don't age like the rest of us.
You just can't see
No.
my gray hair. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, look, you can see mine. Is
Oh,
really
I know.
bad, eh?
But here's the thing. We are in the demographic of people that can we okay, everybody tell me if I'm right or wrong. When our parents were our age, were they in the shape that we're in now?
Oh God,
Right.
no! Oh,
Because exercise
No.
to them was going for a round of golf with a golf cart and a beer. Okay.
my dad was a jogger. I mean, nothing wrong with that. That's what there is. It's not like there was a
Really?
gym around.
So
right?
how did
People
that
were more
change?
active. People were just more active. They weren't driving everywhere they went. They were going out to like do stuff with their friends. You're right. They were golfing. They were like my parents played ball back in the day.
Yep.
It just I don't want to say we're lazy these days, but we live busy lives, and everybody's trying to get from point A to point B as fast as they can and get their kids to their sports and go all over the place and try to cut out that middle time of where we may have just walked to get somewhere before biked to get there. We cut that middle portion out. People used to mall walk. How often have you seen a mall walker anymore? Not often.
But you look at I'm looking at the other comments here, and you've got Mark saying doing yard work. Dad worked in a factory, that killed him. They work different jobs. We are sedentary.
They worked hard.
Yeah, we work hard, but we don't work hard. Like my prime example, my grandmother, who was 88 when she passed away, my Baba. Okay, she was itty bitty, but somehow there was strength there. There was not a jar that lady couldn't open. Not a jar that lady couldn't open.
Yeah.
And my grandfather, I remember he had like grip strength and like massive, but he was a farmer and he was twisting wrenches and he was doing the stuff himself. You didn't call customer service to come and fix your tractor. You did it. And we went.
And they've actually measured, mortality versus grip strength, and they're interrelated.
Really?
The stronger your grip strength is, the longer you'll live.
I'm doing pinchers right now and those suck.
No doubt.
You ever do that?
Yeah.
You pinch a plate and you
It
just
ain't fun. Yeah.
No, I'm working on my grip strength for reasons, because for some reason I should probably have really good grip strength, and there's you know the reason, but I think apparently it's very good to have very good grip strength. So
Yeah,
I'm working
especially
on
with
my
a
grip
few
right
fingers, anyways. So
I can dead hang for 1 minute and 15 seconds now. So
Do you know
consider that for grip strength.
Quentin, we can check your grip strength. Yeah,
Really?
we do.
Oh wait, that's
you got the
this. That's
squeezer.
this thing, not well. I can still dead hang, so I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what? I watched one of these videos that pop up my stuff all the time. Baron Vygotsky grip. Yeah, I'm trying. But there was a guy who had never done it before, and he decided he was going to hang for a minute, and he wanted to get to a minute. And he said that his overall everything got better by simply hanging. And when he first started hanging, he could do like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Then it was 12 seconds. And he wanted to get to a minute. And he said when he got to doing a minute of just hanging, he slept better. He felt better.
Yeah.
Jayon, explain that, because I don't even know what the hell you do, but whatever you do has to do with bone.
Spinal decompression is a big deal.
Sure.
I mean, everyone like that's one of the things. You know, everyone talks about, you know, like, oh, I feel tight. No, you don't. You feel stiff. Tightness is a perception. Stiffness is actual physicality, right? So when it comes down to aging and aging well, we don't want to worry about tight muscles. It's literally the stiffness of the joint system that gives us an issue. So hanging, doing things like rotations are fantastic for anti-aging protocols. And like Amber, I'm sure you know, for the longest time, everything was forever, it was anti-rotation. No rotation whatsoever. You're going to herniate a disc. No flexion, no extension. You got to hold your torso stiff and tight. And that's what's led to a generation of people with very stiff torsos. They don't have any arm swing. You know, there's no lubrication in the joint system. And we've done a massive disservice for it.
Yeah, and then if you look at it, I have some clients that have asked me, and I do train people as well that are in their 70s and 80s. And I see some of the exercises that they've come to me with, and that is part of the anti-rotation. But these people that are coming to me, they golf, right? They're out golfing. And so I'm like, if we don't work on that, you're going to have a sore lower back, and you need to work on, you're rotating all the time. You golf every second day. Why are we not working on that? So just a misconception about what somebody can do. That's the first question when somebody's a little bit older comes and asks me, like, how do you train someone that's older versus how do you train your athletes? Yeah. I don't always train them completely differently. I train them almost the same way, like, you know, based on mobility and stuff like that. But if I have some people pushing a sled that are, you know, my football players, it depends on how you are. I may have you, if you're 70, I may still have you pushing a sled. So it just depends on what you do for a living, if you're golf.
What a better exercise. You know, if you put a 95-year-old person on a sled because, well, what if it's too heavy? It's not going to move. You're fine.
Yeah, you're not going to hurt yourself pushing a sled.
Seriously. And I tell people, because they go, well, I don't want to get hurt. I'm like, don't worry. You will get hurt eventually. That's kind of the point. You know, like at some point in time, it's not like you're going to break a bone. You're going to have some sort of glitch somewhere that's going to be like, oh, I kind of had like something kind of tweaked on me. I pulled a muscle. It's like, you probably didn't. You just had a little glitch.
Oh, Jay, I have a question that seems like it's for you. Not because you're Chinese, but because you're Chinese.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Tai Chi for older people?
Well, okay. So I think there's a few different perspectives. And I think Amber would probably agree. Like, Tai Chi is fantastic, but it's not weight bearing. You know, it's not stimulating any muscle mass or bone density. So while Tai Chi is fantastic for like that mind body connection, which is important, you know, like you got to have that sort of thing in there. It's not going to promote, you know, like a muscle gain. It's not going to create any hypertrophy. It's not going to promote any bone density. It's not going to limit any arthritic development. So it's fantastic, but you got to put some weights into it. Period.
Okay. It's a good question because I don't know what Tai Chi is. I thought that was a sauce.
Yeah.
But getting back to our parents, did you ever hear them complain about their pain? No, they didn't complain about their pain. No. We do, which is fine. Yeah. And I think if you hurt, you shouldn't do something. Like myself, today was the first day that I've slept in a while, but I wasn't getting out of bed. I was exhausted. I think mentally, physically, I've had so much shit going on.
A lot of psychological stuff going on. So,
literally, thank you, John. It's literally psychological things going on in a good way.
Saying,
I'm
just
not crazy,
saying.
apparently. Certifiably not insane.
Yeah.
But I hear a pooch. Who's got a pooch? Jay's got a pooch.
That's my little guy, and I got to get going right away too because he's calling for attention, and my kids want to do s'mores. So you
Okay,
guys
well,
can keep going, but
Let's
as you will.
No, let's go 5 more minutes and then
5
we'll
minutes,
sort of
we'll
wrap
cut it
things
down.
up, okay. So Evan says he lifts all the day, but that's, I'm guessing, more work related because he does a lot of physical stuff.
Okay,
I
I can
think
go
that-
with that one. I can give you a really big thing on that very quickly
Sure.
in
Do
brief
it.
messages. Because I hear that a lot from clients is they go, well, I don't need to go to the gym. I garden. Yeah, that's nice. Go for it. But the whole point of exercise is to get rid of those repetitive strain injuries that you develop throughout the day. So if you're going gardening and you're busy, that's great. Good for you. Have fun. But let's get serious. That's fun and you're enjoying it. And that's important. Okay. But you're not going to be getting away from having to do some physical target intentional exercise that's going to help you build muscle, build bone density, and keep your coordination and that sort of thing. I don't know, Amber, what would you say?
You nailed it. Like, you nailed it. It is the point that is it intentional or not intentional, right? Did you actually put some effort into thinking of using opposing muscles? I don't know you, Evan, so I'm not quite sure what you're weightlifting all day, but it could be a repetitive motion. Somebody that works at Maple Leaf and we're twisting, we're picking up a 50-pound crate, and we're moving it the same direction each time. We're working in a repetitive motion. We're not using opposing muscles. It's the same as someone who's doing, a one sport athlete. You don't see a football player or a hockey player that's only training on the ice. No, they're usually doing something else and using their opposing muscles at some point. So you do have to change it up, and use the other muscles that you're not used to using. Or if you are lifting weights all the time, maybe you need some help in flexibility. Maybe you do need to do Tai Chi or yoga or something like that. So there's a lot of benefit to both.
Well, and it's like a person who's physically strong. Like, yes, I lift. That doesn't mean I can run. And for reasons, I had to be able to run. And I have not been a runner. But, you can train yourself to do it for reasons.
Yeah.
Should I have to chase down a dog or something, I guess? Or
I mean, honestly, like when are you gonna have to run after anything?
I don't know. Maybe the kids kick a ball across the street. I got to run after the ball. I don't know. But for some, I need to be able to run.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You can be fit. You can be fit in a way. You can be strong in a way. That's what the idea of cross training exists, to be able to be strong here, be strong there, be good here, be good there. So curious to know what the reason is. You know what? I just want to be able to run after my kids and play soccer and catch the ball. That's the only reason.
Well, sometimes you got to get those little buggers, because when they're, they need a little whooping.
They need to be, you need to answer for the bullshit they're doing, those kids. So, hey, let's let Jay roll. I think that this is Amber. Anytime you want to hop in, this is like one of the best conversations we've had. Not taking away from what we talk about.
It's great when we talk about, but it's great having a third person jumping in and putting a different perspective into it.
Yeah, so I think that Amber's going to be, if she's down regular,
put her on the docket there.
We could talk about making everybody's life slightly less shitty.
I will take you guys up on that offer. Now, if it's about scary movies, I'm out. I don't like scary movies. I've listened to your guys' conversation on that. I'm out.
Oh, we should do that. We should do that, and we'll show clips from scary movies and just get.
What we gotta do? We gotta get Amber to. We need Amber to watch something so messed up, and then get on and be like, "You guys."
Yeah, I finally just rewatched The Gremlins. My son made me rewatch that. Not scared as a kid, so.
You know what? I think that this is awesome because we've known each other. Case for quickly, Amber, Jay, and I have known each other for a very, very long time. Okay. Yeah. I absolutely respect and have no idea what the hell Jayon does for a living, and it's been forever, and he's never really explained it.
I just make
Amber has the gym that I've been going to forever, and she's absolutely amazing at what she does there. And I love you guys. I'm just glad that we're all here doing this because this is cool, and people are engaging. I would say more on chat today than I've seen in multiple episodes we've done.
Oh,
So
it's
this is good. Maybe people like this. They like to hear this stuff. So I'm
Yeah, they
down
wanna
with this
learn. People
becoming
like
what we do.
learning something, right? That's the big thing. They like to learn.
And again, it's just
something.
our opinions.
They
Like
do.
those are our opinions. So it doesn't mean they're necessarily right. People can have their own opinions
Yeah,
on stuff,
I am not.
but
I'm not a licensed professional.
When it comes to opinions, I've had people say that, well, like, why should I trust you? I'm like, well, everyone has an opinion, but mine's the right
no, that's true. And we do have some studies to back it. So we do have certifications at least, but
one. And I mean, if you're going to pay us money, you should probably listen to us.
what they say.
Do any guys know what their friends do? Be honest. Jayon is an osteopath. I don't know what that is. All I know is that when I send someone to Jayon, they're like, I don't know what the hell he did to me, but I felt better. So that's all I need
tell
to know.
them that when I send them, I'm like, this is going to be the weirdest thing that you go through, and you're going to be put in this weird position, and you're going to walk out and say, what the hell happened? But you're going to thank him for it later. So that's how I explained Jayon.
Did I ever tell you that Domingo, like, Domingo, obviously, he said, he went to Jay, he goes, I don't know what the hell he did, but I feel better. I'm like, that's the point. Like,
that's all the point. That's all that matters, right?
Exactly. But guys, I think that we should all get out there and enjoy this last long weekend that we have with our kids. Do something. It's going to be hot. And I hope that hang on, everybody. Strongman is on the 7th. Super Strength and Super Kids. I want everybody to come out. Bring your kids. Let them come and just have some fun. We got a bouncy castle coming, all this stuff. Buy a hot dog.
Angela's going in it.
Ange is going in it, and that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's a strongman competition. Anybody can do it, guys. We don't want anybody getting hurt. It's just knock it off your bucket list. Say you've done it, and it's for a great cause. It's a good time. And this is year 6, I think.
I don't even know. I've lost count. It's been a lot of years.
6 Dream Kid, but Jack is coming in with his family from Portage. I'm talking to guys in Portage right now, trying to get some publicity going on there. But guys,
just come watch.
We want everybody to come out.
Come and
hang out, please.
Cheer on Ange.
Portage is good. And cheer on Ange. Last thing. Did I tell you that I poked the bear at the police and the fire department?
Yeah.
So I asked the cop. I went to the fire department. I go, hey, is there like a rivalry between you and cops? They're like, what do you mean? I go, could you take them in a physical challenge? Like, yeah, for sure.
Could you fight them? them?
So then I went to the police department and said, hey, guys, these guys said they could, they're down. They'll take you. So we just got them to say yes. So I went back to the fire department. They're going to throw a couple guys in. So we're going to do the classic fire versus police battle. It'll be tug of war, stuff that they're not going to get injured doing, but I think it'll be cool. Like, I guess there is a bit of a rivalry. So let's see that happen.
That'll be fun.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Guys. Awesome. Amber, thank you so much
for having me.
This is
great. Yeah,
awesome.
This is fun.
And let's do this again multiple times and guys, tell me in chat, text me, DM me if you want this to be kind of what we're doing. I think this is cool because it's helpful and people are actually seeing things.
Yeah.
Learning things.
Yeah, and thanks for the feedback and all the chat. I love all the questions popping up on here. That was helpful.
And Amber was maybe offended, maybe a bit by us, but not much. I offended Jayon on purpose a couple times to make sure that Amber didn't feel like she was
That would be fun. Otherwise, what's the point, right? So you got to offend somebody.
I like it.
Me, right?
Exactly. Okay, guys.
Have a good weekend.
Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you, everybody, and we'll be talking to everybody real soon.
Awesome. See you guys.